Hello and welcome to Bourbon Forage Fishing. Coming at you. This is a sad video. We're going to talk about really the death of an legendary line of whiskey called Coy Hill. And while we do that, I'm going to drink real Coy Hill and enjoy it. We're going to talk about what's going on with this new Coy Hill 2024 Coy Hill. So the old Coy Hills, the ones released in 2021 as single barrels, and I believe the year after 2022, I believe they released small batch, or maybe it was the year prior, 2020, I can't remember exactly. Doesn't really matter, it's an insignificant detail. These guys were advertised as a special whiskey because they were aged on Coy Hill, which is the highest point of Jack Daniel's, but not only aged in the highest rick house, but on the buzzard's roost of our barrel house on Coy Hill. And the bottle is uncut with higher proofs, right? The special release series highlights our innovation in whiskey making here at Jack Daniel's Distillery. We hand selected from the highest parts of our barrel house and bottled for single barrels. We extend this one-of-a-kind craftsmanship to you. Many, many bourbon reviewers have said this is the best whiskey they have ever tried, or second best whiskey they have ever tried, third best whiskey they've ever tried. This genuinely does belong in my all-time top 5, maybe top 3. This absolutely stands up to B-Tech. This is a legendary, incredible whiskey. The mouthfeel and viscosity on this is easily the best ever. Right? This is literally like drinking pure oil. It is so viscous and so oily, it's just mind-blowing. It's amazing stuff. Unfortunately, Jack Daniel's, which is owned by Brown-Forman, has decided to destroy this legendary line of whiskey called Coy Hill. And here in 2024, as you've probably heard, we have a release of the new Coy Hills, right? And I got a bunch of them pictured here. So I got a bunch of these, and luckily before I opened any of them, a friend of mine came and let me try his, and we tried his 2024 next to mine. And the first thing I noticed was his 2024 was 62 proof. And I was like, wait, mine's 70. Aren't these all supposed to be hazmats? What's going on here? We tried the two next to each other, and in my buddy's words, he's like, whoa, yours kicks the shit out of mine. And I was like, yeah, it actually does, doesn't it? So fast forward a few days or weeks or whatever, and I get to reading the label of the new Jack Daniel's 24. And I start doing a little research and a little digging. And lo and behold, I figure out what's going on. All these new releases are not particularly high proof, and none of them, I repeat, none of them are aged on the top floor, right? The Coy Hill series was specifically advertised as being aged on the top floor, and that's how you got these incredible hazmat numbers. That's how you got this incredible viscosity and oiliness from the incredible heat transfer on that top floor. Who knows? It's probably 120, 130, 140 degrees up there, Tennessee in the summer. Cooling down, into maybe the 70s at night. So incredible fluctuations of temperature, incredible heat. And that's what produced this incredible juice. The new Jack Daniel's, folks, are all from the middle floors of the Coy Hill Rick House on Coy Hill. They, in essence, took regular Jack Daniel's single barrels and slapped a Coy Hill label on it. Okay? Once people find out that they did this, I don't think they're going to be too happy with Jack Daniel's. I know I wasn't. Jack Daniels has effectively and efficiently destroyed one of the top 3 whiskey lines in the industry. Now, why would they do something like this? Obviously, it seems financially motivated. If they're pouring barrels from the middle floors, they can pull, who knows how many times more. I've seen a lot of these bottles. I think I've gotten 5 of them or something like that in total. So bottles are everywhere, and people are buying them, and people are generating hype around Coy Hill with these bottles. Basically, it's sales gimmickry. And I see this as honestly a ripoff. This new 2024 Jack Daniels Coy Hill is a microcosm of everything wrong with the whiskey industry. Now, why would Brown-Forman do something like this? Brown-Forman, Jack Daniels, not really one to use and harness gimmickry so much. There is the Sinatra series, which is this wouldn't be something you'd expect from a Jack Daniels, because Jack Daniels is a major producer of whiskey. So I did a little digging myself. Let's go to the computer and take a look at that. So what are we looking at? This is a year over look at Jack Daniels. Exactly 1 year ago, the stock was peaking around $60 a share. It has plummeted, folks, plummeted to $40.98. That is a massive contraction. It's up 28.8% in the past year. Jack Daniels is experiencing major financial shockwaves as we're having this impending whiskey market collapse, sort of manifesting itself slowly now year by year. Revenue and earnings were both low amid a challenging consumer environment. This was from 2024 article. Sales decreased by 8% to $95.1 million from $1.03 billion, and below market forecast pitched of $99.1 million. Net income was down 16%. A 16% income drop, guys. Ouch. From Investopia, Brown-Forman stocks fall as Jack Daniels sales slump and revenues drop. Okay, Jack Daniels volumes 10% year over year, and distributor inventories fell 8%. CEO Lawson Whiting said it was a challenging year for spirits industry. Well, Lawson, let me tell you, sales gimmickry, not really the way to go to recoup that loss of money. You have to suck up, right? Suck it up, trim your expenses, hold your whiskey longer, make better products, make other companies compete with you in terms of the quality of your product. Jack Daniels sales slide. Sales of Jack Daniels Tennessee dropped 6%, which Brown-Forman said reflected a decrease in estimated distributor inventories of 8%. Jack Daniels volumes tumbled 10% last quarter. Overall, whiskey sales, drink sales lost 3%. Tequila sales fell 4%. Sales are up 2% in ready-to-drink products. Right? So we're seeing, again, so I've covered on this channel multiple times, the beginning of the giant whiskey market collapse. So as you can see, Jack Daniels, Brown-Forman stock is in free fall. I think something like lost 20%, over 20% this year. The company is reporting loss of sales consistently. I'm assuming because they're hurting financially is why they chose to go to this gimmickry. Folks, at Jack Daniels, let me tell you, this is not the way to reverse things financially. Running gimmicks, basically deceiving people, basically really ripping people off, and also in the meantime, literally shitting on your best product. You just took a giant shit on the best thing you ever created. That is not the way to make more money in a long-term, sustainable, and effective manner in the whiskey market, in the whiskey industry. Huge fail here. This is sad stuff, and man, what a disappointment. because I thought when I got my hands on some of these Coy Hills, I was going to see hazmat level stuff, and it was going to be something of one of the best whiskeys I've ever had in my life. And quite frankly, it's not. It's still quite good. It's not a bad whiskey. It's a good whiskey. I'm sure it'll compete with most any barrel-proof whiskey out there in terms of regular release stuff. But it's not Coy Hill. It's not the real deal Coy Hill. It's not the BTAC level product that we have come to expect from Jack Daniels. So, shame on Jack Daniels for doing this. Just shame on Jack Daniels for doing this.